Welcome to our Radnor Township Design Review Board meeting. Before we get started, I'm going to ask Lisa Yakulis to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Lisa.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just a couple of things before we get started. If we could please ask you to turn off your cell phones if you haven't already done so. And please keep in mind these meetings are televised, so when you approach the podium, please let us know who you are and the business you represent. And if you need to lay out your plans, you can just lay them out on the table next to the podium. So we have 4 applicants tonight, the first one being DRB 2017-29, the application of Radnor Township at Atokafor Park, Lancaster Avenue and Airedale Road for a ground sign. Hello there.
Good evening.
Hi.
Bob Zinkowski, Township Manager. Joining me is Tammy Cohen, Director of
Hi, Dan.
Community Programs.
Okay.
And Alex Janoski with the Radnor Township Police Department and our
Great.
Staff Traffic Unit.
Nice to have you here. We have a handheld for you if you, Tammy or Officer, if you need a handheld. Okay. All right. So, Mr. Zinkowski, do you want to walk us through
Sure.
the sign?
This is a sign that was part of a development agreement with Bentley Homes, which was actually with Boathouse Realty Associates LP, with their preliminary subdivision plan. That was approved by the Board of Commissioners and was developed here at Atokafor Park. We had looked at this sign. Tammy had done a nice job in developing this sign, working with the developer. We had our staff traffic work with this to make sure that we met all the sightline requirements that were required with this. So I don't know, Tammy, if you want to talk a little bit about that, and then Alex, if you want to talk about the meeting requirements.
Sure. I worked closely with one of Bentley's representatives to design the sign. One of the things that was really important, obviously, was keeping with the colors of the current park system. I don't know if you're aware, but we had incorporated a new color scheme. So there were the old signs that marked all of the parks that were in blue and white for many, many years, of course, in the mid-1990s through the 2000s. And we switched to a different color schematic recently. That's a nice bright maroon, keeping with what we call a Radnor color, I guess, the Radnor High School colors, and like a gold leaf carved inset inside each of the signs. So one of the requirements we had was trying to obviously keep with that identity and that color scheme. So that was really important. The width of the sign with the stone masonry walls there is about 14 feet, and then it's about 8 feet high, I believe. So that was important as well in looking at that color scheme with the stone to match what we have right out here at Enki Park. I was going to say Atokafor. That's Atokafor. So at Enki, we have a very similar sign. I'm sure you guys have seen that very often. So we tried to keep with that schematic. And obviously, it's a gateway to Radnor Township, so it's something that we wanted to make sure made a statement so folks could see that when they enter, down Lancaster Avenue.
I was assigned to map out the site distance and see if there would be any possible site obstructions based on the designer's design of said sign, which you see on the teleprompter up there. I had come out and I used 2 different criteria that we use as a police department. One being under Publication 212, which is PennDOT standards for sightline, sight distance, and all traffic regulations as far as establishing any laws, liabilities, and such things. And also, on the second fold, I used the Radnor Township Visual Obstruction Code, which is found in the Radnor Township Codes book, which is 250 site obstructions. It was mapped out and measured under both criteria. And I was with the developer when he was with me when I mapped it out. I marked the ground, showed him the minimum he had to be away from the road, and in good faith, he actually moved the sign back 10 more feet from where he could have had it placed. So where that sign currently sits, it could actually be 10 feet closer to the roadway. And after it was mapped out, before any construction went, like I said, the marks were put down, and once the sign was developed and erected, I went out and remeasured to make sure it was in the location that the developer had promised and where I had mapped out. And it falls within guidelines of Publication 212 and the Radnor Visual Code 250. And there are no sight distance obstructions, and being part of our traffic safety unit, I haven't fielded any complaints of any sort of sight distance obstruction from that sign.
I pass by that sign at least 4 times a day, and I've always thought it looks great, and there's no issues with sight obstruction.
Comments, questions?
I just have one question. What is the relationship with Radnor Township and with Bentley to allow Bentley, forgive me, I'm not wearing my glasses, but I recall, as I said, I used to pass by there all the time, but Bentley's homes, their name's on the bottom of the sign, right? Why are we allowing them to do that? What's the history?
That was part of, I believe, the agreement that they would have it on there. Originally, they wanted it much larger on there, but as you can see, Tammy did a nice job of reducing it down to where basically it's hardly.
What's the story? Because we don't see other company names on other signs within Radnor Township.
I think as part of this is because of the development agreement that they were not required to do this. This was something that we asked additionally for them to do. I know the township asked for a sidewalk to be put in, and then we asked them to dress up the corner, replace the sign because the sign needed to be replaced because it was rotting out, the one that was currently there, which was up the road a little bit, as well as the flagpole that we were able to get this done, which I believe the estimated cost was somewhere in $25,000 plus for this sign.
But did they own the land? Is that?
No, the township does.
So they just basically, as a good citizen, they said, we'll replace the sign?
For that, it was asked of them by the township to do
And
that
are they also
sign.
developing the new homes up there?
That's correct. That's
Okay,
correct.
that's the story. Okay.
That's correct.
All right.
Colin, questions?
comments.
Comments? Is that the sign illuminated spots at nighttime, or?
It will be.
There will be?
It will be.
Okay.
There are still some issues that need to be worked out with the lighting on that, as
Okay.
well as the flag needs to be illuminated too as well.
Okay.
This is also like a one-time thing
Yes.
with Bentley? I mean, will we see this in other parts of the township? Not with Bentley, but ABC Company.
I'm not sure, in some of the park development areas, there could be, if someone was willing to write a very large check, like for a pavilion or that could be a possibility. And I'll let Tammy speak to this. We do have programs like with trees and park benches and that. We do
Yeah.
have those type of sponsorship programs.
But for the signage itself, though, that was sort of like the same arrangement where we got a check?
Well, in this particular arrangement, they had paid for it directly. So
Okay.
the township, and so in addition to the sign costs, they also managed the sign development and production.
Okay.
So that wasn't something that the staff carried out, other than the fact that, we had some specifics on our end that we wanted to meet. So there was some going back and forth, of course, in the development of that, but we didn't manage and pay for it directly.
Okay.
Bentley's
Good.
team did that.
Okay. All right.
So, but in terms of, park amenities across the park system, as Bob had indicated, if someone was willing to make a contribution, and in exchange for that contribution, there was an amenity that we get, because obviously there's an improvement that's being made in our parks, we certainly could negotiate, some type of an arrangement where, there's some naming rights or what have you, that's part of that. And we recently saw that down here on the Little League fields. We have 2 beautiful scoreboards the costs were contributed to the Little League program in order for those to be there. One is the Villanova Conference Center, and I forget what the other, Brandywine, I apologize, Brandywine is the other one. So it's certainly a program that we're open to, and would want to keep that dialogue going. It just helps us replace capital projects across the park system and make Radnor better.
Sure. Okay. Thank you.
I think one problem, and of course it's up and you spend a lot of money for it, it's actually a little oversized. I think your max is 75 square feet in that area. I think you've exceeded the max a little bit for square footage on the sign. But I don't know those measurements you gave me. Does that include the monument or just the sign itself?
I think that includes
If it includes a monument, yeah, we really just measure the sign face. Yeah, we just measure the sign face.
That includes all of it, not just the sign face.
Okay,
No,
okay.
the sign face itself, I think, is only 6.
Yeah, I was going to say, it seems like that Okay, you mentioned 14 by 8, so.
That's the wall-to-wall.
Yeah,
So that would
okay.
be- Yeah, that's not.
Take out
that's
the
not-
monuments, you're taking up a good 4 feet at
It's the
least.
entire structure.
Yeah, okay. And 8 foot from grade is your max, so you're right there, so, okay. All right. What else? Any other questions, comments? A little bit of a sticky issue, I guess, that
No, just
Yeah.
transparency for the
Right.
audience.
Lisa, comments?
Good.
You're good? Questions for the board, comments for the board? Everybody's all right? Somebody want to make a
Sure.
motion? Okay.
In the matter of DRB 2017-2029, I propose the submission and approval of the new signage down at Atokafor Park on Lancaster Avenue and Airedale Road.
Okay, we're here second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Next on tonight's agenda is DRB 2017-33, the application of Wayne Congregation of Jehovah's Witness at Conestoga Road for a ground sign. Hello there.
Ben Dietrich, representing the Wayne congregation.
Yes.
We were here a few months back, and we presented a sign. Unbeknownst to us, the zoning restricted us
Right.
to 15 square feet. Hugh Friel was here. So I have attached a picture of the existing sign. And then the new proposed sign, we've restricted the sign surface to 72 by 30, which is exactly the 15 square feet. Sign structure remains the same, aluminum, with the supporting columns on either end being masonry with a veneer stone and a precast cap. We did receive correspondence from Peggy Hagan regarding, and I have this email as well, regarding the right-of-way for Conestoga Road, 50 feet, and the sign must be at least 25 feet from the center line. So I just unofficially walked that off, and I'm about 30 feet to the outer edge. And as you can see there, there's a little bit of room if we had to slide back even more, but
Is the existing sign at 30 feet?
yeah, yes, that's correct. I just walked it off tonight. I didn't have a tape measure, but I think I'm pretty close to 30.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember, they were in a while back, yeah, and they brought in about a 40 square foot sign, so, and it's zoned R5, and they're only allowed 15 square feet in that zoning district, so. So the sign is going to be illuminated or not illuminated?
Not illuminated.
Not illuminated, okay. And no ground lighting or
No
anything like
ground
that?
lighting. There was ground lighting previously.
Yeah.
It's been taken out.
It's taken out, okay.
Yep.
All right.
This is
Comment.
probably a really stupid question, but are the symbols underneath, is that Chinese or?
It is Chinese,
It is,
yes.
okay. And it
Yes.
says the same thing as it
It
says above?
does. There's a Chinese congregation that meets there as well.
Oh, okay.
Comments, questions? What do you guys feel?
The support structures will be set in some sort of footing, I guess, and
Correct.
a CMU core of some sort?
That's right.
Okay.
Masonry core with the, like I said, a veneer stone and then a precast
And Bob,
cap.
does the actual pillars count as the square footage?
No, again, just a sign face.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're right at 15 on that. Yeah. The only comment I would have, and maybe I'm nitpicking a little bit, the pillars look a little big for the sign, at least I think so.
They are shown at 20 by 20.
Yeah,
So in relation to a sign that's 6 foot wide.
I think they're pretty,
I'm sorry.
I think they're drawn pretty good.
You think you're right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think you lay an 2 8-inch block, you're almost at a minimum 16 inches just with the core.
Okay.
I don't know that you could tighten it up a whole lot more with a veneer stone.
Yeah, the
Okay.
veneer's probably 3 to 4 inches thick.
Correct. Correct.
And so they meet
Yeah, I
the
think
height
that's the minimum they could do if they want to achieve this look.
Okay. All right. I'm kind of curious too, wonder why you guys went with the stone look. There's really no stone on the building. And I know you have a stone retaining wall between the property just to the east of it.
I don't know that I have an answer.
Okay, all right.
So-
Okay. All right. But
I
think it
mean, I
looks
guess
good.
another
Yeah, it's
option
fine.
could be
It's fine.
stucco pillars because the building is just,
I'm just throwing it out
No,
there.
I think it
It's
looks
just
nice.
that-
I think it's a good
Yeah.
quality.
I mean, stone's it's certainly beautiful, so. Okay, so no lights. You know what, one thing, and I'm not sure you guys have it posted, but we need to have your address number on the church?
Address on the sign or on the
Well,
building?
on the front door, at
Okay.
bare minimum. I'm not sure if it's on there or not, but
It's 163, you may be correct. It may
yeah,
not-
just make sure on that.
It may not be on there.
They're trying to get all the businesses up to snuff on that, so. What else, guys? Happy? Good? Comments?
Now, is there a separate permit application for the actual construction of the
Yes.
pillars?
Yeah, you'll need,
Okay,
right, to install.
To install the
I
two
guess Peggy will take
pilasters.
care of you. Peggy?
Right, you just use the building permit application?
okay. So just for the little footings and masonry work, okay.
Okay, good. Any other questions or comments for the board? Hey, you're good? Okay, Colin, you want to take this one?
Yes, sure. In the matter of DRB 2017-33, motion to approve Wayne Congregation of Jehovah's Witness new exterior signage. Motion to approve. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming back and,
Sure, one final question.
Yes.
Does the 163 Conestoga need to be on the sign or on the building?
you
Just
can
so-
put it on the building.
Okay, it
Yeah.
doesn't, okay, I just,
Mhm. Just as long as it's visible in an emergency.
excellent,
Okay.
thank you all.
Great, thank you. All right, next is DRB 2017-34, the application of AT&T for a wall sign. Hello there.
Hello. My name is Louis Quintana. I'm with Streetlight Signs. There's an existing sign there now, the AT&T building. They're going from lowercase letters to uppercase letters. We're staying within square footage.
It's a pretty simple application. Peggy has documentation that shows that they've been granted relief, I guess, in that spot because the sign exceeds square footage and height requirements, but we have it in the township files that they're okay with that, correct?
They were granted relief for the sign that's up there now, for the
Yeah.
size and placement.
So your replacement is pretty much in kind,
Yeah.
same size, and,
Same,
yeah,
yes.
it's,
The globe is going to be identical. We're going to make it new because it's outdated. We're using more of the blue now, and then just the capital letters.
so this is a new AT&T logo, basically?
yeah.
Okay.
New LEDs, or just new sign.
Is that backlit as well?
No,
No.
it's going to be front lit.
Okay.
No, I thought there was going to be LEDs inside of it.
It is.
LEDs inside the sign?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Yes.
All right. Yeah, so it comes out to 148 square feet, which is way over what we would allow, but again,
that's
they've
back.
been granted relief, and there's not too much we can do about that. Are you bringing in any other signs on the building, or is that pretty much all you're here for?
That's it.
Just those two, okay?
Yes, sir.
And I guess existing holes, you'll patch those up?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, we'll go and remove the existing, patch it up.
Right.
And put the new sign in.
okay. What else?
It's
All right.
pretty straightforward.
All right. Lisa, good? Okay, any other questions for the board?
No.
Okay, Lisa, I should have made this one.
In the matter of DRB 2017-34, replacing the current AT&T sign with the new signage, I move that we approve the signage as submitted.
Okay, do we hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, and last on the agenda tonight is DRB 2017-35, the application of the Bryn Mawr Trust Company for a facade renovation to their building at 400 East Lancaster Avenue.
I'm Ron Dankanich, Senior Vice President and Director of Facilities for Bryn Mawr Trust. We purchased 400 East Lancaster Avenue in Wayne. It's a three-story, 18,000 square foot brick office building. And we're totally renovating that for our own office use for our commercial lending department and loan operations. As part of that, we needed to make the second floor ADA accessible by a chairlift, and in doing so, we have to extend the front part of that building. In doing so, we've come up with a rendering of the stone facade and the glazing and whatnot, and I'll let Brian finish up with that. So.
Sure. Hi, so I'm Brian McGargy, architect with Arcus Design Group in Malvern. And as Ron said, we're working with them. Had to kind of change the entry because you come in on a landing, and so it wasn't accessible at all. So we expanded that. We're putting in a chairlift. And as part of that, this is basically showing you that how we're opening up what was just a stair tower landing to be more of an entryway and to give them accessibility with a chairlift. And so this is the reusing the existing brick, and then it's Ariscraft cast stone, so it's a limestone type product. This one, the limestone color, kind of picks up the color that's already existing on the building in some other locations. And then the low E glass is a vitro product, and so I have a sample of that here as well.
It's a big improvement.
Thank you.
Maybe you just want to start walking us through the materials and
Sure. So the whole building currently is a brick veneer over block, and there is some banding, some of the windowsills on the Lancaster Avenue side, and some banding that you can see in this elevation is limestone currently. And so we're picking up that color of it with the Ariscraft cast stone product. And then you have a curtain wall system by Conair. And so that is this color, it's an antique bronze. And yeah, again, just working with kind of what the existing feel is, but trying to update it a little bit for the entry, and of course, because we're modifying it for accessibility.
Okay. All right, good. We'll just go down some certain things here. How about lighting? Lighting changes to the building?
Yes, so currently there's just some lighting around the building, and we're not changing any of that. We're simply adding these two sconces at either side of the support structure for just a 2-foot canopy, so that when somebody walks in, they're not getting rained on.
Okay.
And you see that in this little section here that's just a diagram of showing the support structure for that tube steel and glass canopy that just gives them a little protection from the elements as they would walk in the building.
No changes to the parking lot lighting?
No.
No, okay. All right, so far, you guys all right? Any questions so far?
I just have one question, not that it matters to this board, but did you guys investigate doing an elevator to access all floors, or it didn't make sense?
No, right.
Because of the levels, the 3 levels, the first
I'm
level
sorry, sir.
being half
Sir.
buried. The first level being sunk into the ground about halfway, so the elevator would have to go up like 4
Partial stop.
levels. Right, and
And then through the roof.
through the roof, we didn't want to mess with the roof, so the chairlift was the best, best solution for us at this point.
Okay. All right, good. All right, so far, we're okay. Materials, lighting, we're good there? Okay. How about changes to the landscaping outside?
So I think there'll be some of that. We do, as a separate application, they're looking to put a generator in identical to what they have on their building at the opposite side of Pembroke. And so currently that's a parking space. It's going to be curbed and landscaped in there.
Okay.
And then the perimeter of the building had about, I don't know, 18 or 12 or 18 different units. And so we're condensing that, modernizing it down to 4. And so that's going to give us some more opportunity for some shrubs and landscaping
Okay.
generally. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed on the plans, there's a
They're
lot of,
everywhere.
yeah, they're everywhere, is right,
But
yeah.
they're gone.
Okay, it'll look a lot cleaner, I think, yeah, once you get rid of those.
Yes.
Okay. How about trash dumpster or anything like that? Does a
I'm not sure.
facility like that even need that, or? You know, I guess what I'm saying, it backs up to residential, so we need to be aware of that. And,
Yeah, well, we'll look at that. We haven't really decided yet.
Okay, all right.
We'll need a dumpster either on our 330 property or this property. We'll have to work through
Okay.
through that.
Because there's some.
There's not a
boundaries
trash
on that.
enclosure currently on the property?
No,
No.
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 Okay. All right. So it's got to be shielded a little bit and, yeah, camouflaged in some way, so. Sidewalk changes?
No, they are demoing it because there was so much spalling and cracking and kind of shifting. It was really unsafe. So it's all being removed, and they're pretty much putting it back in kind.
Okay, good.
So, yep.
And how about parking lot changes? I guess you're going to have to put some handicap spots in, or?
Right, so it'll be restriped, it's pretty much all surface, and currently no spaces were marked handicap, so we're having them marked across from this entrance that, of
Sure.
course, is the handicapped entrance.
Okay.
So.
What else, guys?
Right,
Questions?
right.
Comments?
Do they require bollards in front of that storefront? Because there's going to be a drop-off zone?
I don't have the parking lot
Okay.
plan yet, but we'll address that when we get it.
Okay. So far, so good?
Yeah.
Comments, questions? You guys all right so far? I guess the one thing, signage, I guess you'll come back for signage at a later date?
Yeah, that, we'll work through that, but there is an existing sign out on Lancaster Avenue, which has all been practically destroyed.
Mhm.
But we'll most likely put one back there, and we'll go
Okay.
through the regular process.
Sure, okay. So we'll probably see in a month or two, or a couple months, okay.
How long will it take to do the project?
They got a deadline of November 8th
Oh,
for
wow.
us to have the building to us.
So they did the permit, or the demo permit separate, so it was kind of gutted because it really needed to be cleaned out. So it's demoed, and then they're starting the new construction.
Great.
Great. All right, any other questions for our board or comments? You guys are good? Comments from our board, questions? Ray, Peggy, you guys are okay with all that? Okay. All right, who wants to take this one?
Let me take it.
Okay, great.
In the matter of DRB 2017-35, I move that we approve Bryn Mawr Trust Company's plans as submitted for the building renovation, facade renovation.
Okay, do we hear a second?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
Thank
Good
you.
luck with the job.
Appreciate it.
Thanks. All right, any other business for our board tonight, or? Okay,
Good.
we'll see you next month. All right, thanks.